Welcome back to the Wolverine News Network. This is Steve Thompson, your correspondent. We are in an undisclosed location outside of Glacier National Park, atop a glacial moraine, with our senior correspondents here, Bruce Tannehill and Jim Rogers. And we are at a actually very unique spot. In addition to being a gorgeous spot, we have seemed to have come across an archaeological artifact or ruin. And we're going to ask our correspondent, Bruce Tannehill, what he thinks we found here.
Well, we were wandering down this moraine that you can probably see here, caught between a glacier and a stupendous cliff that we have down below us. And on this little bench on the moraine, Steve actually came across what we think is probably a vision quest site for an early Indian. We can't date it. There are no lichens here that give us an indication of the age, but it must have been one tough man that came up here to go through a vision quest site at some point.
Well, we know that the Native Americans here, definitely the Blackfeet and probably the Kootenai as well, and perhaps the Salish, would come up into some of these most spectacular places. Young men, perhaps even young women, would come up into these particular places and fast, no food and no water for 3 days, and they'd make themselves barely a shelter up in these windy, barren places, and they would often have a vision that would guide them for the rest of their lives. And we are sharing that location here, and we're glad you could join us here on the Wolverine News Network at this undisclosed location. Join us again.